It's official. Night of the Shield live right here on the Las Vegas Raiders News Review. Joining me tonight is my brother from another mother, Raider Jon. We back together. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm fired up for some football, man.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
We got a doozy in Kansas City right now. They're down by 1 point with like 7 minutes left. But we got some more serious issues we need to get going on with our boys getting ready to kick off our 2023 season at your favorite team, my favorite team, the Denver Donkeys. I threw you off on that one. What's that? I wanted to see if you caught on what I said, dude.
Our favorite team to fucking run over.
See, now you're on the same page. See how quickly it is? It's like riding a bike, man. We just got to get the flow going, and it just happens. Yeah, I just want to remember everybody, hey, this is brought to you by Independently Blind Studios, where I learn to educate, advocate, motivate, and inspire other people who are dealing with sight loss or any type of loss in their life, live their best life. You can check all my work out on Independently Blind, and you can always check out Raider Jon at Raider Jon, Confessions of a Raider Fan. You and those shorts, man, you're killing me, dude. You have this creative gift when you do those shorts and you break them up like that. I love it, man.
Yeah, man. I started doing those because I don't got enough time to do anything else. To be honest with you, during the off season, I work like 3 jobs right now. Well, technically 2 jobs, but the other job takes me to different places. But so during the off season, man, I'm just grinding, trying to freaking get enough money so I could actually pay for an NFL ticket.
Right.
So basically, damn. All right, yeah, stupid. Oh,
no, you're good.
Anyway,
you're good.
Yeah, man. So it's really a grind. So sometimes I just put some time aside to do a couple shorts and stuff, and I always do it in my car. Like this last time, I think I did it in the lot because I had to just get it off my chest about what happened and everything going on with Chandler Jones. I wanted to just get that out.
Yeah.
Clear the air on that. I don't want to touch on it, to be honest with you, but
I don't either, bro.
It's too serious to even talk about, to be honest with you, man. He just needs help. I'm done.
100%. I was willing to give you the mic if you wanted to, but I saw your short, so I knew you weren't gonna. Lafayette, yo, what's up, brother? And Raider Johnny saying what's up to you too, man. Lafayette's in the house.
How you doing, man?
Man, I got D the Sun. That's a name I haven't heard in a minute. What's up, my dude? Welcome, bro. The OGs, he says. M85's in the house. Let me see what he says. Can you see the chat at all?
I'm actually logging. I'm trying to log in on my phone so I can actually read the chat. That might actually help us both out.
Says John should turn off his computer.
What's going on with the computer?
I have no idea.
Is there an echo?
No, I don't hear the echo on my end. Let me see. Oh, it says volume echo. It's a volume echo.
Oh, okay.
It's probably a little bit echoey, but not like I'm not getting any refurb by it. Oh, Nutty Raider saying echo as well. I'm not hearing it on my end. That's weird.
How's it now?
Let's see what the chat says. So we'll keep an eye on what the chat says. It says echo, bro.
Echo, shit. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, but as far as the Chandler Jones, thank you for everybody for being here. I know we got that game on tonight where the Chiefs were down. The last time I looked, 21-20. Detroit had just got down and scored. Let me double check and see if that's changed. Chiefs got the ball, still 21-20. It's 1st and 10, and they're on their own territory, or Detroit's territory, 34 already. But I'm done. I'm done with the Chandler Jones stuff. We could speculate more and more and keep driving this into the dirt. I was looking at the lives and seeing what was going on, and I noticed that that first Chandler Jones one is the most watched video I got. So yeah, it's very easy to sit here and spend time and just try to focus on that, but I'm good.
Honestly, bro, I don't even want to touch on it for the simple fact that it's like I feel like it's just kind of how do you call it? It's driving negativity into the nation, to be honest with you. It's feeding off of other people's need to see someone, crumble. And I started feeling like shit, to be honest with you, man. The video I posted, I already said it on the last one. I don't regret it really. However, I did feel like shit when I heard that paramedics were at his fucking house. So like my fucking heart dropped, dude. I was like, oh man, I was just trashing this dude, and this dude went and like did something or some shit like to himself, and dude, I felt like crap. I ain't gonna lie, man, I felt like crap. So like after that, I just wanted to clear the air and put that video out. But to be honest with you, man, he's yeah, I don't want to talk about him like at all. I just want to clear him from the chessboard to talk about the fucking Broncos.
Yeah, we got more fish to fry, dude. We're good. The chat's saying, man, and I didn't even think of it myself. If you have any headphones to slap in, that might help. P Dog, what is up, my brother? Yes, we do have prayers for Jones for sure, and we do have Kuntz, and we do have Wilson. So I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table. I watched Wilson's interview where he was talking about the next man up, and he seemed a little nervous. I'm not going to lie, but I mean, he's a rook. He should be a little nervous, but I'm hoping that kind of starts to feel him once he gets a couple of pops in. And this is a good time for him to start, I think, because I think the offensive line is not their strong suit. So,
you think he was nervous?
I didn't see that. Well, I mean, probably more nervous of the camera, not necessarily to play, but just being in front of the camera. He was a little quiet.
I guess, man. Yeah. I guess I can see that. I mean, you get in front of a camera, a lot can happen. You could slip up, say the wrong word, something like that, and then next you know it, the rest of the locker room is going to make fun of you for the rest of the season. You probably earned a nickname or something stupid like that. Who knows?
So I say we have to trade for Chase Young. I'm not ready to make any type of big moves, big trades. I like to kind of tap into what we got. Maybe bring back some of the guys that we had in here. We can bring up Rochelle. I thought he did an all right job. I want to wait to see exactly where we're at as a football team. Let these first 4 games, if we're being super competitive and there's an opportunity to upgrade that position right now, then I would. But we did spend a first round pick on Tyree Wilson, and we got to give this kid a shot to earn his draft position. Now, we're here to talk offense today, and so we're going to try to keep it as offense as possible. So we're going to switch gears on you guys, but thank you for being here. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, so you can be updated every time I go live, and smack that like button. Help us move up the algorithm. Now, we decided to talk offense because my boy John here, he's just an offensive dude, and that's kind of when our first back to 4 started, was about offense and defense. But yeah, man, so I already knew we were going to be offense tonight, so I was.
Yeah, well, you like to talk about pass rusher, which I don't mind talking about pass rusher, but wide receivers get it done. Yeah. So,
well, here's the funny thing. It started off right. I won the first one, and we got Khalil Mack, and I was like, yeah. And then we got Coop, and you're like, yeah, my turn. And then it was like, both those guys are gone. They got traded out of here. They didn't even finish their career. So it's pretty ironic, dude. That takes us back.
Yeah, man. Those trades really set me off too. And I think it was funny because you wanted Max so bad. I remember, and no, you wanted Aaron Donald. You wanted Aaron Donald more than you wanted Mac. I remember.
I didn't think Mac would be there. I didn't think Mac would be there.
Yeah, I honestly was very surprised when he dropped to us. But I wanted a wide receiver. I remember I rewatched that video. It looked like I wanted to cry when Mac dropped to us. I was like, I didn't want a wide receiver. Like, I was so sad. I was like, dude. But I was happy. I was also happy. Yeah. Not as happy as Byron 95 though, man. That dude was ecstatic.
That's still one of my favorite draft videos to watch. If you guys haven't watched Byron 95 do his video when Mac got picked, he's in his parents' house. He's trying to go nuts, but you keep seeing him look towards the door like his parents are gonna walk in at any minute. He's gonna get caught wanting to throw a chair and cuss and be all crazy.
Like right off the bat, he's like, my parents are at home, so I could cuss all the fuck I want. Like I was like, dude. And then like he literally kept looking at the door like, are they coming or are they coming? But yeah, that was a fun time though, man. I remember good times.
Good times.
Yeah, so offensively, what are you thinking, man?
So
what do you think at the edge?
This is what I'm really excited about this matchup week 1 for, because it's a great measuring stick. It's our strength versus Denver's strength, right? We're almost mirror images of each other in the sense that I believe that our offense is ready to fire. Their defense has been solid for years. They still got a lot of key pieces on the defense. On offensively, they have some weapons. They're just like us defensively. We got some weapons, we got some names, but they haven't really put anything on paper to make you go, okay, I trust this, right? So on our side of the ball, we got to hope that our secondary steps up with the moves that we made. Denver's got to hope that Russell Wilson can return to himself. So, when I look on the other side, it's just a flipped opposite, right? Now, these are both our strengths coming in, and it's always Jimmy G versus Russell Wilson. It's like, I can't remember the last time Russell Wilson picked off Jimmy G. I must have missed something,
Yeah. I was literally thinking the same thing right before I jumped on. I was like, all right, I have to talk about offense. And I actually wrote it on a piece of paper, Jimmy G versus Russell Wilson. And I thought to myself, they're not really playing each other. Why am I talking about this? Like they're not. They have no effect on each other than the fact that when one scores, the other needs to score. Now, granted, you score a lot, you're going to affect the other quarterback. They're going to have to start freaking slinging that rock. I really think that Russell Wilson though and Jimmy G, they're kind of the same, man. If I'm being honest with you. Not don't get me wrong. Russell Wilson, I think, is a little worse because Jimmy G hasn't taken that step down yet. But when it comes to the actual, you put them in a system that works for them, and they're going to thrive. Last year, it was obvious Russell Wilson was not in a system that he could thrive in. Now, I am a little worried that Sean Payton's going to tap into that, but at the same time, I need to see it to believe it. Because if it's the same as last year, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. He ain't that quarterback anymore. So and that's the problem with Sean Payton, man. He knows that tapping people's strengths. So I am not looking forward to that.
Definitely a proven team motivator. Hey, we got the fans in the background over there cheering us on. I could hear it already. That's what's up. So the cool part is that when you look at us offensively, though, we're very much the same, but improved in the areas I think we needed to improve the most in, right? We needed to upgrade at quarterback. And I know that's a big argument. I just said a bad word, my bad. But I know, right? Like, should we shut the stream down? Am I going to start a fight in the chat? We did upgrade simply because this is a system quarterback.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I'm not saying like he is the Patriots offense. I'm just saying he's a system guy. He has no problem.
Before any of y'all jump on night about that, let me just tell you something. Jimmy G is an elite game manager. I ain't saying he's better than Derek Carr, but when it comes to managing the game, he is better than Derek Carr. All right,
for this head coach.
Literally, you gotta look at it.
Now, Gruden's still here. I'll take Carr back.
Yeah. I mean, Gruden tapped into Carr pretty well, guys. Like, I'll admit that. Carr was getting better every year in Gruden's system.
Yep.
He kept getting better and better, and that's the reason why we stuck on Gruden for so long, I believe, was because they've seen progress. Now, will we see progress with this coaching staff and this new regime? I'm hoping we do, but I think that it all starts with Jimmy G actually managing the game and being able to get those plays in right away for us to actually thrive. And it sucks that he gets kind of the bad rep of what do you call it? Not being able to throw the deep ball. I actually did some research. He actually has a pretty good percentage on deep ball throws and other stuff like that. So a lot of people like clown on him because they do comparisons of him and Carr and stuff like that, and they always say like this guy can't do this, but Carr can do this, he can't do this. Look, right. Bottom line is this coaching staff wanted Jimmy G. Jimmy G knows the system. He's gonna actually be able to be effective with the system and be more consistent with it. I honestly, man, I think this is going to be an interesting test though, coming up against the Denver Broncos, because I'm not gonna lie, their defense is really good.
Yeah, no, I think this is the thing is when you watch last year's quarterback, we'll say that he has a quick release, but in this particular offense, he wasn't getting the ball out fast enough. This ball is designed 1, 2, 3, boom. The ball's coming out of your hands. That's what you're going to get from Jimmy G. So that's where I see the biggest upgrade. He's going to read the reads the way that they're supposed to be read. And more importantly, you got Devontae Adams back, second year. We already know he's a dog. We don't even have to go too hard on him just right now. Then you got Hunter, I think is going to rebound pretty well. Then you bring in a guy like Jacoby Myers. Very underrated move, by the way. I think everybody's starting to catch on now that this cat has not only the tools, but the knowledge to run this offense. We're going to be hard to stop in the short passing game, period.
Yeah, I think the passing game is kind of secondary to Josh Jacobs in this next matchup, though. You look at what this guy's going to bring to the table when it comes to it. It was very good. It was a very great decision to get this guy 2 weeks before we play the Broncos, because he is a Bronco killer. This guy, dude, the FIFA wants this guy dead because of how many times he's killed the Broncos, man. Like it's no joke. He has averaged, I want to say, nearly 800 yards in the last 7 games he's played them. We have not lost with Josh Jacobs playing the Broncos. Okay, so it's a good streak to have. Dude, the amount of times he scores, 9 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns, guys. He's just a very big implement on this offense. Now, I think that you play off of that. They already know Josh Jacobs. I honestly think that they're going to play off of that, do a lot play action passes, do a lot of those quick releases after pulling the ball out. They're going to do what they need to do to make sure that they stutter. Any step you could take away from that secondary, because that secondary ain't no joke. Surtain, he's coming along, man. He's coming along. But to quote Devontae Adams, he ain't there yet. He ain't there yet, but he is coming along. So, got to show respect where respect is due. The kid's a baller. But
I agree, but I think that's going to set the tone for the receivers. That was my next point. You're already thinking 2 steps ahead of me. You're quick tonight, bro. They have to stop Jacobs. Jacobs owns them right now, and that means they're going to have to play 8 in the box, which is going to free up only 1 safety in the back. This is where these guys, if they get deep, if they beat you at the line of scrimmage, he's going to have 3 options, right? And we haven't even talked to tight ends yet, but I think Austin Hooper's underrated. Shea Dabity's here, or Shreya Dabity, sorry. He's a Denver Broncos fan. He thinks it'll be a lot better this year. I've seen to see what he's talking. I think he's talking about the O-line. I don't know, man. I know your defensive line is suspect on the edges. You got Frank Clark, and you also got Randy Gregory, who happens to be John's favorite football player.
Fuck Randy Gregory. I was just telling Knight before the chat started, before we even got onto this thing. Fuck Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory is a fucking idiot, all right? I don't know if you remember, but I put out a video a long time ago about Randy Gregory. His dumbass actually set up a meeting with the Raiders and didn't go. He forgot about the meeting with us. Yeah. All right. Yeah. This is what he did to actually clear his name, because he had a bad rep coming into the draft, and that was his first impression, was just missing a meeting altogether with the professional NFL team. To top that off, this freaking moron goes and gets high before he goes into the combine. Who doesn't know you're going to get drug tested at the combine? Fucking idiot. I hate Randy Gregory. Don't get me started on that piece of shit, dude. All right, well, anyways, he is a good player. I'll give him his talent. He's a good player. But I can't stand that motherfucker.
So all eyes on .com or all eyes on G.com just reported. Shreya Dabity just reported. J-Dog's in here talking about Kansas City just lost. What's up, J-Dog? Yes, sir.
Let's go!
Yes, sir. So already starting off the season with an opportunity.
I'm going to rewatch that game
now. Yeah, I mean, I said it for 8, man. I'm not even going to tell that story. But anyway, yeah, so Kansas City goes down. It was pretty tight when we hit live. It was 21-20. So Detroit was able to hold them off, dude. That is so sick, bro. That is already going to be a great start. I'm not, come on, it's one game, week 1, but it's a great start to the season. That's what we needed. We have a chance to go a game up in the West, so I'll take that all day. But what do you think about our tight ends, bro? Because I think that's something that we need the next step. We need to take the
I
next step
think
with our
our
tight
tight
ends.
ends are decent, man. But to be honest with you, 1 second.
You're
Hey,
good, man.
Mija, Mija, come here, come here. Say, say hi to Theo Knight.
Hi, sweetheart. She's like, what? Who?
Right. Hey, can you close the door,
Daddy's
Mija?
girl.
Close the door. Thank you. Anyways, nah, I think our tight ends, like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried. Only because I heard what happened to Mayor.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, look, man, I get it. I get it. The guy is, he's a rookie. And you got to do this to rookies. You got to break them in early. But did Max Crosby really have to sun him like that? Like, he knocked him on his ass like 5 times in a row.
I think that's only gonna. I think that's only gonna help the kid,
I'm
bro.
just hoping it doesn't hurt his confidence. That's not. I'm just hoping it doesn't hurt his confidence. But besides that, Hooper's he's a decent player, man. I mean, he's a decent player, man. He's smooth. Yeah, he's smooth. He does have a nice little cleanness to his ability. But I still think it's not going to be. It's a bit of a downgrade compared to what Waller brought. And that's just my personal opinion. Until I see what Mayer can do, until I see a more consistent basis from this position, I'm just going to consider it kind of a downgrade because I knew what I got from Waller. I knew what I was going to expect from him. So it's more of an unknown thing for me. However, I know that Josh McDaniels loves to use the tight ends. 2 tight end sets. He loves using those. He loves using them on a trick blocking play, make them think that they're going to stay in for a block, come out, snake out, and bam, they're loose. So I guarantee you, the one thing that actually gives me a little bit more, confidence, I guess, even though I think it's a downgrade, it gives me a little more confidence, is the scheme built around these players, because he's going to scheme them open, whether or not to kind of smooth over that little bit of a downgrade, I guess. And I think production wise, we're going to be probably around the same. But I'm not going to lie, I am a little worried.
I'm thinking Hooper's a sneaky pick. I think that this is an opportunity, like you said, it's a system. It's a system that's going to work for Hooper. He comes in experienced, not much expected of him, and I'm gonna snap back on the Waller thing just for a little bit, because I know that Waller had all the potential in the world. When we first got Waller and he broke out, like, he showed that he could be that dude, but then all of a sudden he wasn't that dude. Like, we were hyping a guy up that would never take the field, that wouldn't, and I mean, we could put it on whatever. We could put it on Gruden. We could put it on the quarterback. He just wasn't available. And your best ability is your availability. And it just seemed like the last 2 years, he got all that hype. He got all the hype. Not last year, the year before. He had all this hype. They were interviewing him on the sideline. They were like, you were like, you're going to be Kelsey 2.0. It was Kelsey, Kittle, and it was Waller. And Waller's numbers are nowhere near those guys. His production and, these little minor injuries. You got guys like Josh Jacob running with a broken thumb. And this guy can't even get out there and take a snap, bro. That was the only thing that I was kind of like, everybody's upset Waller's left, and I was like, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, bro.
Yeah. See, here's the thing with that. Like, I honestly agree with you when it comes to him towards the end. Towards the end, I understand 100% why they traded him. I understand 100% why they got rid of him. It was a shocker. Don't get me wrong. I didn't see it coming, but I understood why it happened. Like, literally, the more it processed in my brain, I got it. But to tell you the truth, when it came to his injuries and stuff like that, he is not your typical person when it comes to injuries. He has to actually take a little bit more time to heal because he's not able to, get that shot or anything like that because of his addiction. So it is a little bit of a situation there with him for any team he plays with. That's gonna just come with that's just gonna come with the bag. That's just gonna come with the bag, and it sucks. But at the same time, when he's on, boy, he is on. Like, he was always, just tearing motherfuckers up. So I just don't think, like, what do you call it? I just don't think that the room has proved itself yet, and I'm hoping they do. I really am excited about, Mayer. I think he got what it takes to be a Gronk type esque player. I really do. But he needs to show something, man. I just didn't really see it in the offseason. I heard about it a couple good things here and there, but then it just kind of went, silent for a long time. And I didn't hear nothing about him, to be honest with you, for a good minute. And then, again, a couple of things here and there, and then again, silent for a while. Now, I hope he gets his blocking down, man, because I tell you what, man, we're going to need all the help we can get.
Salute to Cool Kev. What's up, my brother? Raider Dangerfield's in the house. What's up, brother? J Dog is saying, J Dog 209 is saying they finally called on offensive. They called that offensive lineman on his cheating. Which one? Who's he talking about?
Probably talking about the game.
The dude got away with. Dude got away with it the whole game. Someone must have been holding. He must have been holding. They finally got him on a holding call or something.
Didn't agree with the tripping call earlier. The ref is known for BS when we play.
Raider 7528. What's up, brother? It's been a hot minute, man. Welcome.
How you doing, man? We got to win now. Yeah, man.
They just raised the stakes now, bro. We could.
That did just raise the stakes. Everybody in our division is racing for that win now, because if we could get one win over the Chiefs, just one win, you're in a good position. All right. So everybody had. Let's be real about this. Nobody had the Chiefs losing this game. Nobody. So this just opens up a big opportunity for every team in our division, including us. And if we could actually get ahead of this, that could be good. That could be great.
Yeah, dude. It's to me like, if we win this Sunday, we go and handle our business, take care of Denver. Then that just opens the door for us to go in there, handle our business in Los Angeles. I almost said San Diego again. When we go take care of the Chargers.
God, San Diego, man. Shit. They have more fans over there anyways.
Right.
I still don't, for the life of me, don't understand why they moved to LA. That you really thought that you guys could outnumber Raider fans? Dude, we run this shit.
Okay. Here we go. Raider Dangerfield is saying, no night. It was false starts on the right tackle of KC. He kept false starting.
False starting.
Yeah.
You know what? I think they did that last year too.
Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about.
He always jumped out into a spot.
Yeah.
And right before Max even took off, I remember that. They even got it on the. I think it even showed one play on that QB whatever on Netflix. That one show. I think it even showed the play right before it. That dude stepped out right before the fucking ball got snapped, and they didn't call shit. I see that shit happening all the time.
Yeah, and J Dog 209 said they even let the receiver get off the line. They even let him get off the line early, and then the announcer even called it. The announcer even said it, so they're finally catching up to him.
I hope they drive circles around the stadium now.
They didn't call it all night, and they finally called it. So they were letting him get away with it all night, and then Raider Dangerfield said they finally nailed him with it.
Well, better late than never. Because with Raiders, it's never.
He says, I hope they drive circles around the stadium. J-Dog says, I hope they drive circles around the stadium now.
Yeah, no, man, I read that.
That's awesome.
That's pretty funny, man.
No, so tied in. So how are you feeling about our offensive line? Because we talk about all these prime positions. We know we got Jacobs, we got the receivers, and even though maybe you could say tight end is questionable until we go out there for a full 4 quarters and put it on display, but this offensive line is returning with the exception of our right guard, Van Rotten. What is your thoughts on our offensive line?
Oh, we got rid of Bars too, right?
What's that?
We got rid of Bars too, didn't we?
Yeah, we got no more Bars, dude.
And I am feeling great. He was a problem, dude. I'll be honest, that dude was a problem, man. I think it's so funny because you've seen everybody progressively getting better. Like, yo, everybody on that line got better, and then Bars was just right here.
It's been that way for a couple of years. I mean, he's an all right backup. I mean, there's a guy to have there. They obviously liked him for whatever reason. But I like the fact that we went to the youth movement. We got a guy on the practice squad that has a lot of potential. We got a guy that's on the IR that has a lot of potential. So we have that to look forward to next year. And if they really trust in developing these guys, that kind of opens up our draft in the first part, especially with the way O'Connell played. So this offense continues to look like it has every bit of opportunity to showcase what it was supposed to last year. And this is why I said, right? Because there's a lot, there's, you know, a certain channel. I don't name drop here, but I can't help but repeat what I hear sometimes, right? Josh McDaniels is only going to be on the hot seat if the Raiders offense crashes.
Mm.
Go ahead, speak your mind. Seriously, like, this is what they brought this guy to do, right? And even though it was a letdown, and he has his excuses, whether you agree with his excuses last year or not, or it was the quarterback, the receivers, you know, there's video evidence stating that people are running the wrong routes and this, that, and the third, but there were some questionable play calls. But I think that's par for course for me. You're not going to call a perfect game, right? But this guy
I'm not going to front on the play call. Some of those got me so freaking furious last season. I almost popped the blood vessel on my freaking head.
In the preseason, it was 3rd and 1, and he was still running those sweeps in preseason. And Zeus picked one up, and I went right to YouTube, and I started going to everybody that was live to see what they said. No one said a thing, right? That's the thing. Like, every play call is going to be just fine as long as you get what it's meant to do, right? If it's a touchdown, if it's a first down, if it's a 5-yard gain, everybody's, hey, you're cool. No one's going to say nothing, right? It's only when it doesn't work we're like, hey, that was some stupid. Well, of course it's going to be a stupid call if it didn't work, regardless. Even if it was the right call, right? Like, what if it was, you know, if it was a run up the middle and they shut us down, we're going to say, okay, you know, either it was a bad play call or why did they give it to that running back or this offensive lineman? That's just the way we are. That's our passion coming out. But this guy is an offensive guru, bro. Like, I really have, like, he has that's why all the money's there. When he was in with the Patriots, they didn't spend that kind of money on the offense. He had a rotating, revolving door with receivers constantly over there, right? The only thing he had consistent was a quarterback that he probably didn't even need him to call plays for the longest time, but this guy is smart. You see him on the sideline, middle of games, changing plays, setting the defense up to make a mistake. Not just saying my guys are better than you. He will set your defense up to make a mistake to make him look good. And that's the Josh McDaniels that I'm waiting to see come out this year. And as long as we're scoring points, it's Patrick Graham that's on the hot seat to get this defense to perform. He has another way out as long as the offense improves.
Yeah, the sad part is, even if we do see, this is just my opinion though, even if we do see some improvement from this defense, and even if we get like to the point where we're like maybe middle of the pack, that's all we really need, to be honest with you. But if we were even middle of the pack and we still have a losing season, I'm afraid Patrick Graham's out. Because it just is what it is when it comes to this point. You got to blame somebody. And I personally think that, if this offense is, firing on all cylinders, this defense should have as much rest as humanly possible, because that's pretty much what we need to start doing, dude. A lot of the reasons why we started getting staggered in our defense and a lot of things started going to shit later down the stretch was, one, we couldn't maintain drives. Two, when we got in the red zone, we couldn't score for shit. And you could attribute that to a little bit on the coaching, but it's mostly the players just not executing. And I agree with you on that one. But I will say this. Some of his game management skills is ass. I'm just being real, all right? I'm just being real. He's looked improved this preseason with the challenges. Well, because he threw that shit right away and he won it. And a couple other times I think he won every challenge he did.
He actually did, and he did it quick too.
Yeah.
He was quick.
But last year there was just some incidents where he threw it, and literally, if you took a second to look at the freaking video, you knew it wasn't good. He wasn't going to win it. And not only that, there was a couple other incidents where he called the timeout. We didn't need to call the timeout. So it's little things like that, pet peeves of mine that really bugged the shit out of me about Josh McDaniels.
I have excuses. I have excuses I can make for some of that, but I'm not going to, because I'm trying to do better on stop making my excuses to support my optimism.
Bring it on! Bring it on! Come on!
No, I just think that
Let me hear it.
He had a bad rap in Denver, dude. He had a bad experience, dude.
Yeah.
He tried to be someone he wasn't. He's open about it, and how much of it's true or not. Then there was the Indianapolis debacle, and I was so excited to listen to Bussin' with the Boys.
No, that was not on him. That was not on him. I'm sorry, dude. Any dude that does that kind of shit to a bathroom, I wouldn't want to work for him either.
No, yeah. Dude, like, he saw some things. I mean, and he was on Bussin' with the Boys, and it was like, to sit down. Josh McDaniels opens up about Indianapolis. Dude, I went right to that podcast, and I don't have time for listen to that podcast. And I love Will Compton and Taylor Lewan. I like both those cats, dude. But I'm sitting there, I'm trying to listen to them just ramble on and do all their sponsorships and stuff. And I'm like, can we just get to the Josh McDaniels? This is like an hour and a half pod and a 15-minute conversation with me. But anyway, but McDaniels handled it professionally. He could have went out there and said exactly why, and he just kept it. Nah, it was me. I just wasn't ready. I decided, he played it smooth. He could have went out there and, he's learning when to speak and when not to speak. But so fast forward to last year, or rewind to last year, if you will. For me, I think he was trying so hard to be perfect. I think he had a lot on his mind about how people were viewing him, how he was going to be with his players. Obviously, there were some things behind the scene with DC, and he was trying to handle that the best that he could without. And he already knew when he had to bench him, that had to be the hardest thing for him to do, because he already knew the media was going to light him up for it, right? Because of what happened in Denver. There was a lot of things that he had to sit there and come to grips with. That's why he said, I'll let you go, but that's why he said when he came out, he's like, a lot of changes have to be made. We have to go look at ourselves. I'm going to start with me, but everybody on this staff needs to take a long look in the mirror and find out what they need to fix about themselves. And he even said, he was honest, dude, I want my guys. And he went out and he got his guys. So now I put a lot of pressure on him because of that, right? I could sit there and make that excuse for him and lay that on the table. I just did. But now there's no more excuses, right? It's either put up or shut up. You got your dudes. You made your bed. Now you got to go sleep in it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything except for it wasn't easy. Because honestly, dude, how more easy can you get after watching that fucking
Pittsburgh game?
Pittsburgh Steelers do that to us.
but again, he knew
that. I honestly volunteered to go into the room and freaking bench him, dude. It just was. You cannot say that wasn't easy, but that was probably the easiest freaking benching that you could possibly do.
But what I'm saying, the backlash was going to be real, and it was. Everybody
yeah.
Look at it started. This
of course it's going to be real. But dude, that's the thing about Derek Carr, about the whole situation with this team and that the offense struggles last year and all that. Is Derek Carr is a damn good human being. Let's just get that out the way. Derek Carr is a damn good quarterback too. He is. He works his ass off. He's a good player. He just wasn't getting it done. Simple as that. And it was showing that he wasn't improving quick enough. He wasn't grasping the offense quick enough. So the simple fact of the matter is, like, this guy needed to move on from him. And everybody got to realize it is not easy to move on from a quarterback that has ran a franchise for 9 years. There is no easy way to ask for a divorce, period. Okay? This is not something that you're going to just, smooth over with the fans. So the fact that he handled it the way he handled it, I got to admit, I kind of respect that. I do. I respect the way that he just cut ties right away. And he said, okay, bring it on. Let the hate begin. I know people are going to bash me. And they haven't stopped. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't blame any fan. Don't get me wrong, okay, guys. I don't blame any fan for trashing Josh McDaniels or hating on Josh McDaniels. I question it maybe a little bit, but I don't blame you for doing it because you love the guy that actually represented the Shield for the last 9 years with a passion, man. And I get that. I understand that. and you want to, you want to show love by, hating the person that benched them and hating the person that hard. Let's get it all off our chest right here, man. This wasn't going to be easy no matter which way you cut it, man. It had to happen. It had to happen. You got, in order to make progress, sometimes you got to take a step back. And it is what it is.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Really dropping. I'm kind of reading as John's talking to J Dog, Shreya Deputy wants to know. Do you know you got a favorite game of all time? Raiders versus Denver's.
Favorite game of all time? That's no game.
That's no
game. You know what I'm talking about, right?
You talking about where Gronkowski kicked the field goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yep. Yep. That's one of my favorite. Everybody, so J Dog 209 says Raider Jon has the iconic Khalil Mack video, laughing face. That's probably after he was traded.
Yeah, dude. I think it's so hilarious how you push for Khalil Mack and it hit me way harder than it hit you when he got traded.
I've come to learn, dude. Like I said a long time ago, and you know what's sad? Khalil Mack was the first jersey I bought. I broke my rule for Khalil Mack because I said I'm only going to buy legendary jerseys, and I had an opportunity to get a Khalil Mack, so I got a Khalil Mack. But
I don't think first Raider defensive MVP that we've had in what, a decade? Like, so yeah, of course you're gonna break that rule. I don't blame you for breaking that rule. Like, he earned you breaking that rule.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Afakasi Raider, what's up, brother? He says we're iconic. I feel weird when we were talking about how old we look now, and then we hear like you're OG, you guys are iconic, and I'm like, damn, I'm that old. But it's all good. Thank you, Avakasi Raider.
Iconic.
No comment, right?
Man.
The biggest thing about what we're looking for this year, no matter how many people are still upset about last year and some of the decisions, winning cures all. Winning cures all.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, all right. So, oh man, yeah. Never mind. You know what? I'm gonna butcher your name right now. Afakasi Raider. That is actually probably one of my favorite Raiders moments of all time. The 59-14 shellacking of the Broncos. That was, oh my God. I remember rewatching that game at least 100 times. Just watching Darren McFadden run all over them. Like, it was such a satisfying moment.
For the record, we got Shrey Badapity in here. He's been here for the past week or so. Really, really nice person in here. Denver fan, but it's been really respectful, asking really good questions. And he asked another one I really, really like. Raider Jon, who's your most hated AFC rival? Chiefs?
Yeah.
Is it because it's current, or is that just
no? Because they have the all-time record, and I want it.
Yeah,
dude, they have the winning record against every single divisional rival. We have a record against every single divisional rival except the Chiefs. That's why I freaking hate them. They're that good, and I just can't stand them. It's infuriating how good that franchise has been for so long, and it's one of those things where, like, you, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, I want to beat that team, right? That team is the team I want my team to demolish. And it's hard because we've been, so bad for so long, and they've been so good for so long. So it's one of those things where I'll never get over the way I feel every time we lose to them.
Our Arkham Raiders.
It seems like I would get used to it, but I don't.
Yeah, 100%. It's pretty even with me. I mean, even back in the day, dude, going to all the football games, the O.co, I always had my Denver Sucks shirt and my Chiefs Sucks shirt. The Chargers, I had the Chargers Sucks shirt, but I didn't have to wear it as often, it seemed like. And there was a moment there where they had LaDainian Tomlinson.
Who's going to see it, bro? I mean, like, what, 3 times?
Yeah, the Chargers, they can't even win a Super Bowl. So even when they're winning good in the regular season, I don't ever feel threatened by them, ever. I mean, I know that they're good enough at times to beat us, and I have to accept that. But the Chargers, for as long as I can remember, never scared me like, oh my gosh, this team's going to win the Super Bowl and it's going to suck. But Denver and Kansas City, constantly. And I feel like since Elway's left, Denver has like a lucky little leprechaun. They got the Notre Dame leprechaun inside their stadium somewhere because they just keep finding these legendary type quarterbacks that give them opportunities to stay consistent, you know. But Russell Wilson's no Peyton Manning.
Yeah, man. That Peyton Manning.
I know there's an echo. He can't do anything about it. He doesn't have headphones, but we're fighting through it. I'm hanging out with my brother, man. It's been a hot minute. He could echo. I apologize, but, man, it's been a hot minute since I've been able to talk football with Raider Jon.
Yeah, man. It's still echoing?
That's what they're saying. Head echo. Heard echo.
Nate, you sure it ain't you?
A hard echo. Yeah, it's not. Salem Avakazi.
Let me see. Because I seriously don't.
I was making sure that I had my AirPods not connecting to my tablet, so I'm having to read all the chats visually instead. I was all looking forward tonight to have the voiceover read it while I'm looking at it, but let's see. I'm calling, however, a few more days. Let's see.
Damn.
I can't wait for Sunday. Raiders football. Whoop, this time stamp keeps popping up. Raiders football, my favorite time of the year. That means fall's upon us. The autumn wind is getting ready to blow, and it's going to be. And this game is going to be so intense now that Kansas City lost, bro. Like it's got me so pumped up for this Sunday's game, and that could be a good thing or a scary thing, right? Because now I really don't want to lose at all. I want them to be as advertised. I want our offense to put up the numbers and our defense to make plays, and really, because we haven't talked about that. The ability that the Raiders are going to have, the opportunity to set the nation straight, for Josh McDaniels, for himself, to make a statement with his coaching staff, not only from an offensive perspective, but from a defense perspective, which we'll get into tomorrow night, heavy on defense. But I'm telling you, man, like, if we win and our defense steps up and makes Russell Wilson look like the Russell Wilson of last year, that could be a domino effect for the rest of the season for the Denver Donkeys, dude. I'm just being real. And
man, I would love to knock that domino over, brother. I would love for the Raiders to be the ones to set that in motion. That would be awesome.
And Sean Payton, I
respect Sean Payton. You just brought up a good topic, man. You just brought up the fact that you just brought up something that a lot of people don't really bring up or consider. Josh McDaniels does not want to lose to the Broncos, dude.
No,
I don't think he's going to want to lose to the Broncos. This guy is going to scheme the shit out of that team. He's dude. After all the bullshit that he deals with because of what happened while he was there, he's going to want to freaking school this team. And if there's one thing you know about Josh McDaniels, since I've known this guy with the Broncos when he was coaching them, he loves beating people that he used to work for. I will never forget when he beat Bill Belichick and he was going like this, like right there on the sideline, was so excited. He gets amped up for these type of games, man. So y'all better prepare yourself, man, because he's going to scheme the shit out of the Broncos.
And I also think, too, because there was a report, too, where Sean Payton was saying something about Russell Wilson in an ESPN article about kissing babies and all this stuff. Like, I don't know if he's just trying to pump the guy up or he's really trying to set the record straight over there, but Russell Wilson's under a lot of pressure. That could either be a good thing for us or a bad thing, right? Like, if Russell Wilson can turn into his younger years and actually start making plays with his legs and really put our secondary in for a ride, especially with some of the young talent we're going to play in on defensive end, you know, yeah, I mean, we could look at some of the things and say, you know what? You know, there could be a little bit more pressure on our side, too, if Russell Wilson is that guy. But the Denver Broncos have more to lose than we do.
Yeah, they do. And honestly, it ain't just that. Sean Payton needs to prove his genius because he's been out of the game for a little bit, and he wants to make a little stamp on that. So he's going to put a little more pressure on Russell Wilson to step up. The problem with Russell, though, man, he's lost a step. Anybody that watched last season, they can see it. Hell, if you watch back when he was playing with the Seahawks, his last year with them, he lost a step. The whole reason they moved on from Russell Wilson was because he lost a step. And it shows because you see how good the Seahawks are playing since they replaced them with a quarterback that couldn't do anything. And they brought him in, and he's excelling in that system when Russell couldn't. And it just shows they moved on from him for a reason. And I'm at least that's my theory, and that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm like really like kind of I get giddy about is thinking logically about that. The Broncos picked up a guy that the Seahawks wanted to get rid of. Obviously wanted to get rid of. And a guy with the same caliber of talent that you were playing as, like bad, Geno Smith, now is playing just as good as you were when you were actually good.
And then sometimes, and I always say this, you've heard me say this a lot too, people fail to realize sometimes that sometimes system makes the quarterback. The really good quarterbacks, the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's, they can go from team to team. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers does leaving Green Bay. You just never know what you're going to get. But like a guy like Russell Wilson was obviously a system quarterback. That could be definitely what's happening over there. Let's say Avocasi Raider, Chris Johnson's pick 6, McFadden running right. Let's see. Miller catching a TD. We killed him that day. I think he's talking about the 54-14 game.
Yeah, that day. Oh my God! I honestly, it's funny because I always bring up that game, and I forgot about it. So I brought up the snow game because that's the first one that came to mind, popped up. But that 59-14 game, I remember, man, I was so amped up. Like I work for a Bronco fan, and I was able to rub that in his face. It just felt so great. Man, yeah. So that was
Paul Gaines says you sound like alcohol. I don't know.
Sound like alcohol.
I don't know. It says you sound like alcohol. That's what it says. I don't know. I don't know if he's commenting from something up top but that's funny. We sound like alcohol. My drinking days are behind me. J-Dog salute. Avocasi's telling J-Dog salute. Joseph Duran. Gibbs only got me 7 points. Yep, Gibbs only got him 7 points in fantasy football, but at least the Lions beat the Chiefs. That's all that matters, dude. That's all that matters when you play a rival like that. We got a great gift tonight in an open door, an open invitation to sit on top of the AFC West after week 1. And it's only week 1. There's 16 games after that, but momentum is everything. Momentum is everything, especially in that first 4.
On off days for Jaguars open.
Some of the car stuff I'm just kind of breezing over. Not that I'm not trying to respect anybody's opinion on car one way or the other. I just know it's a tough subject, and honestly, I really want to focus on Jimmy G and what he's going to do Sunday. If you want to, we could talk a little O'Connell too, man, because there's a lot to talk about there too. I agree, Mac. Mac was a gamer, baller, a finisher. Yeah, Mac was definitely. I didn't care. I didn't go down all the way. I didn't care what anyone says. He's the greatest. Greatest defensive player the Raiders have had in the last 25 years, at least. My only argument to you on that one was the only Charles. Well, he put it in there. I jumped in. I stopped right there. He says Raiders haven't in the last 25 years named Charles Woodson. Okay. All right. You got it. Okay. Yeah. Outside, I don't know, man. I think Max Crosby has more of that Raider flair and has more upside than Khalil. I don't know. I don't know if it's just his energy. He's maybe because he's played here longer. There's a lot of factors for me that probably weigh into that. But I think Max Crosby is an all around from the field to the podium, dude. A Raider, just a Raider.
Max Crosby, when it's all said and done, could be the greatest Raider defender of all time. And that's just me speaking for real about this, because the guy, if he keeps up his production and his motor doesn't slow down, sky's the limit, man. He's got it.
I was being asked, what Raider killer from the Denver Broncos did we consistently worry about during the 2000s or the 2010s?
What was the question?
Who played for the Denver Broncos that we felt that was a consistent Raider killer from the 2000s to 2010s or 2010s? The only Bronco that I can remember that drove me nuts, that really was a thorn in my side, was Peyton Manning. From 2000 and beyond, beyond that, it was always Elway for me. Elway was the ultimate Raider killer. And I think that has a lot to do with Al wanted him. He was supposed to be a Raider. They tried to make that happen too behind the scenes. But all time Elway, 2000s to 2010s. I don't think Manning even
actually, hey, yo, this is a surprise. You were going offense. I'm gonna go defense, man. Von Miller. That motherfucker ruined my day so many times.
Well, it makes sense that you're an offensive guy and you would pick a defensive player, and I'm a defensive player. The defensive guy, I'm picking an offensive player. That makes sense.
Von Miller ruined my fucking days. Like he would do that all the time. It irritated the shit out of me. So I was so happy when
says the echo's not that bad. Thank you, Shoopy. It's all good. It's still listenable. Avikazi says it's still listenable. It's all good. We'll work on it for next time for sure. Avikazi Raider, carry on with his Raider flag. Russell Wilson finished season strong. Raiders own Broncos last 3 years.
Dude,
100%. Wilson's still the threat. I'm not going to let all the Wilson talk. Yeah, what is it? Mine? Can you hear me? Did I lose Raider Jon? I lost Raider Jon. Hold on. You bring him back up real quick. What happened, brother?
Yo, I don't know. It just froze up. Is it? So they're still hearing the echo?
They were saying, but they said it's not that bad.
So, hey, what matchup are you looking forward to the most coming this Sunday?
I'm going to be a homer, dude. Yeah, I have to, because I do believe even at our weakest, our offense is going to score some points. Like, we have too many weapons, whether it's Josh Jacobs takes it over in that running game or Jimmy G catches fire and we got Devontae and all these weapons, right? For me, it's still going to be that defense. And I think regardless of who's playing on the end, we need our defensive tackles to step up. I need to see our defensive tackles, that middle of that defensive line, get some pressure and some push. And they're going to be the key to allowing the secondary to fly around, and guys like Jacorian Bennett, you know, being a rookie starter, being able to be aggressive and make plays, and Marcus Peters making his mark. I'm excited to see Robert Spillane. I think the matchup I want to see is our defense with an opportunity with an offense that's not going to be a full 100% to get momentum. They need to step up and play.
I really want to see what these new offensive weapons can do.
Oh, I'm sure.
Offense weapons can do. So, like, you know, I want to see what Jacoby Myers can do. From what I hear, he's actually very effective. And yo, I want to see what we can do with this kid that's coming out of nowhere so freaking fast.
Oh, you're talking Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker.
Yeah, I want to see.
I honestly think he's got he's got it, dude. That speed it's insane. Like I was when I was watching the preseason games and seeing the way he was running, I was
think
like,
of Wes Welker and I think of Danny Amendola, and I think that he's going to play that role eventually in this particular offense. As much as, and I know this is another sensitive subject for a lot of people because I'm a Hunter guy too, right? I love Hunter Renfrow. I love his personality. I love his game. And if you get Hunter on the right route, he's taking 65 yarders to the house. You get him in the right position, but he doesn't necessarily fit that mold that Josh looks for, but Tucker does. Tucker has that quickness, that speed to run a slant route on you, and the quarterback hit him in stride and see ya.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Especially when you got players like Devontae on the outside.
Yeah. I also, speaking of Hunter Renfrow, I really want to see what he does, to him versus this secondary. Because Devontae Adams is going to get doubled. No way they're going to leave him on an island again. They are not going to do it. They're going to put another man on him. They're going to shadow his ass all throughout the game. They're going to try and shut him down, which ain't going to happen. Let's be real about this. Devontae Adams is going to get his due. He just always does.
That's the other matchup we haven't mentioned right there, bro. You're talking about Surtain, Mr. Surtain Jr. or the second or third, whatever he is. He's 3, right? Surtain the third. I think it's Surtain the third, right? And the matchups they had last year, he's not that dude yet. He's not there yet. he's not there yet. It's going to be a matchup, and they have a very good safety too. But these other receivers, they got to be covered too. They can't put too much on Devontae. Everything else will open up. It'll be easy pickings if they just want to focus on Devontae.
Yeah, if they double or cover Devontae, I guarantee you, Jacoby Myers and Hunter Renfrow are going to go off. Simple as that. They're going to go off. We got too many weapons for you just to focus on one guy. And even if that one guy was going to kill your entire team in the secondary. But I just honestly can't wait to see that matchup, though. Surtain is a good player. I am not going to knock anything off of that guy. He knows how to shut down some players. He did it last year, on and on again, but he just didn't have an answer for Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams, he basically opened up the book on him. He's like, all right, son, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go this way, then I'm going to go this way, and then you're going to think I'm going this way, and then I'm just going to run that way and catch the ball in the end zone. And we had a game winner walk off. It was beautiful.
Joseph Duran has a good point here as well. He's got Tyree Wilson and Jacorian Bennett as those are his 2 guys that he wants to see play this week. And I'm going to have to agree. Those are 2 guys to watch out for, 2 rookies on opposite sides of the spectrum for me. You got Tyree Wilson, a first-round pick. He hasn't played a lot. He's coming off a big injury. I want to see some big things happen there. But Jacorian Bennett is a guy that we picked later. I think it was a 4th rounder, 5th round pick. Jacorian Bennett was, and this guy just came up on the scene and said, "I'll take that job." So interesting to watch, but to me on different sides of the spectrum, right? I think there's higher expectations for a 1st round pick to perform, over a cornerback at that. But there's a lot of hype around this corner. I can't wait to see him in real live action as well.
What the hell? Hey, those are the guys that we those Sunday.
Just Carr and Richardson.
Yeah. Okay. So Michael Myers, Michael Myers. I hope he's Michael Myers, man. I hope he kills the Broncos, bro.
Michael Myers, bro. They take Michael Myers.
I am intrigued because I want to see what he got, but like I said, he kind of dipped off the map for me during the offseason. I heard a couple good things, and then just was radio silent for a while. So I'm hoping maybe they're saving it for the game just to surprise some people. We'll see. Myers and Hooper.
Why are you echoing? They're still talking about the echo. Why are you echoing?
Oh God, dude.
It's annoying.
I don't know. I tried linking up my earpods too, dude, and it won't link up while I'm on the app.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so.
Bambino 267. Jacobs is The donkey killer. Jacob is the donkey killer. He is actually the key to this whole offense. Period. He's the guy that makes this whole offense go, in my opinion. They're going to have to put so much attention on that guy.
Yeah. And I was bringing it up.
What are your thoughts? Okay, I was waiting for this here. Hold on. Jesse Jewell and Alex Singleton, because I was looking into that, Shreya Deputy. You were asking about Jewell, and you're also asking about Singleton as your linebackers. This is an opportunity for, Jacobs owns you guys as it is, right? Like, you guys you're gonna have your hands full with Jacobs. It's really going to put your linebackers in a really bad position. It's going to be a great opportunity for our tight ends to sneak out and hit the seam. And the only answer you're going to have is to be in nickel and either have somebody up on the tight end or drop a safety down to cover the tight end, which is just going to – this is where I want to see it. Like, as a Raider fan, it's easy for me to talk this way and say – and start telling you all these scenarios of how your defense is going to struggle, because you guys do have a good defense and you have a strong secondary. But in my head, in my mind, as I start to break down each level of the game, we have the weapons to cause you guys a lot of problems. That's why we've won the last 6 games. And it's potentially now this year, playing off what we did last year, bringing Josh Jacobs back and his ability he has great vision in the hole. You get Josh Jacobs going, it's really going to be a long day for Jewell and Singleton. Your strength is behind them. Your strength is behind them in your secondary, but that's not gonna necessarily help you when you got 3 wide receivers that are premier. Like, people are saying that we have the best wide receiving core in the NFL, at least one of the best, right? And I could honestly tell you that in the long run, in the big picture of things, I really believe that these guys are not so much going to be the most speedsters, guys that are going to run and score touchdowns all day, but they're route runners. They're really solid route runners, and that's what this offense is built about. So it's going to be a long day, and it's going to be very hard, very, very hard on your secondary. Let me see here.
That's it.
You good?
Yeah. I think my Wi-Fi is starting to catch up with my signal.
Okay. I was wondering, I was like, it went silent. I was like, what?
Yeah, dude, it kicked me like out of nowhere. I really got to figure out what this echo thing is all about, man. I don't know where it's coming from, because I could barely even hear you, to be honest with you. I turned the volume so down low.
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from. We'll try headphones next time. Headphones will be a good way to go, and then we'll just troubleshoot. I'm not sure. I tried the headphones, and for some reason, it still was playing on the phone. It wasn't going in through the headphones when I was on the app. So I don't know. I don't know. Well, one of these weekends, we'll spend some time. We'll just get on here and mess around with it. We don't have to go live. We could just go behind the scenes and just kind of see if we can figure out. We'll have somebody listen and see if there's echo or something. We'll figure it out. There's ways to do it. All right, what time are we at? We're having so much fun too, man.
I think it's like over an hour, maybe.
We're over an hour. We're over an hour. So real quick, while I got my boy here. All right, we got to do this. We'll try to do this once a week. We'll try to set a time we can do this once a week, man. I miss you, dog. I miss linking up, man, when you go down to o.co and you'd be like, Knight, I'm coming through. And we'd meet up and link up, man. I miss those days, bro.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun.
Yeah. So real quick, before we bounce out of here, go ahead and give me your prediction and a reason why you predict it that way.
All right. I predict that Jacobs is going to have 100 yards and score 2 touchdowns. Over 100 yards and score 2 touchdowns. And the reason I predict that is because he does it every single time he plays the Broncos. I'm taking that easy layup.
Yeah. For me, I got the Raiders obviously winning the ball game. And I believe that it's strength versus strength. And when you go from your weakness to weakness, I just think that we have the edge. I just don't think Russell Wilson and Sean Payton are on the same page. I think Sean Payton has to sell the idea. You know, all the talk that we hear about, this is what McDaniels did last year. Like, this is more of a glaring. The only reason Russell Wilson is there is because they gave him so damn much money, dude. If they didn't give him so much money, I don't think he would still be on this team. I don't think Sean Payton would have kept him, bro. I really don't. So I think there's going to be a lot of heat there. I think all we got to do is get to the quarterback, get him to throw a pick, get something to happen bad. And like I said, it's going to be that little domino effect that's just going to fall, and they're going to fall apart. I think our strength, even if you look at the way we were last year, we were in most games. If we would have stayed consistent on offense for 4 quarters, we wouldn't have lost those games. So I think our strength has gotten stronger, and I think we edged them out. And like you said, when you got the donkey killer, number 8 now, not 2-8, number 8. I mean, how it's going to set everything apart. I don't know if you heard my little rant when you were offline, but those linebackers, because Shea Adapity, thank you to Shea Adapity for being a respectful Donkey fan up in here. We really appreciate your respect and just asking really cool questions tonight. But like, honestly, you know, like he was even questioning his linebackers. And it's like, well, you gotta handle Jacobs. That's going to be your first objective. And we may not have, people say that we have one of the best wide receiving cores, but they run good routes. Every single one of them will kill you in running routes. And if you got to worry about Josh Jacobs and that play action, pick one. They're going to be open all the time. And this is not even talking our tight end at this point. They're not even part of that equation. You get those other guys going, those tight ends are going to slip out down the seam all day long. And Jimmy G, like you said at the beginning of the show, is like an insane game manager that will light you up if you give those openings to him. He will light you up. That's his game. Mm-hmm. Give it to the playmaker.
Nah, man, when you started bringing up the last year and the blown leads, I started twitching. I mean,
I was like, hey, go get your meds, quick.
Nah, man, that's one thing I am hoping for this game is that we put that behind us and we get beyond the blown lead bullshit. We just shut down a team. So, I hope we can do it, man. But at the same time, man, the Broncos, they're looking to upset us, man. I heard that they wanted us. That's what Q was saying on his what do you call it? Locked On podcast. He was actually talking about it. They requested us. They wanted the smoke. So let's make them regret it, guys. Let's make them regret it.
Shrey Badapity, Broncos 24-20. I could respect that coming from a Broncos fan. I could totally respect it. I think you're wrong, but I look forward to seeing you Monday, Shrey Badapity, and we'll talk about it respectfully because you've been respectful. I'll be respectful to you. So let's see. So shout out to Shrey Adapity for being respectful. Shout out to Tragedy Turned Trump. Who else was in here? There's so many people in here. Raider 728, J Dog 209, Nick 209. Robert Pena is always up in the house. Raider Dangerfield's up in the house always. Let's see who else. Shupe, if I'm saying your name right, it's up in the house. Respect, salute. Let's see who else. I know I'm going to miss a whole bunch of names. I'm trying to go through here. Joseph Duran was in the house. He's been around for a minute. I remember that name from back in the day. Let's see who else. I think the Numbers was here. I think they call the Numbers was here.
J-Dog 209.
J-Dog 209. Rarely responsive in the chat. We also had who was this one? Nostradamus. I'm blind as hell, guys. Literally, it's Nudistarian. I can't say his name. Gardilu. Shout out to you. I know you didn't like the echo. It was annoying you, but I apologize. It's usually not how we roll. It just happens. It's been a minute since we did live like this, so
we'll figure it out, guys. We'll figure it out.
Who else? Oh yeah, dude. Avakasi was up in the house. Shout out to you, my brother. Salute. Forgot Avakasi was here. Raider 7528. I know I'm missing people, man, but you all know I respect you. Thank you for joining, Raider Jon, brother. It was good catching up, dude.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I really enjoyed this. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I will be back on tomorrow night to talk defense, so stay tuned. That's where I get to flex a little bit and get into my zone and talk a little Yeah. You know how I do it. You know how I do it. I love my defense, and we haven't had one in over 20 years. So maybe I'm hoping one of these days I'm going to come and hype up the defense, and it's going to become reality to me, and I'm going to be pumped and hyped. But hey, best thing of the night.
I'm hoping for it, bro. I want a defense, bro. I'm hoping you're right. I'm hoping you get brag about this defense, bro. I really want that.
Hey, tonight it don't matter. Our offense can suck tonight. Our defense can suck tonight. But the only thing that sucked tonight that matters is the Chiefs, bro. The Chiefs suck tonight. The Chiefs suck tonight, right? The Chiefs suck tonight. They're 0-1, and we have an opportunity to sit up on top of the West, bro. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
All right, brother. I'll keep in touch.
All right, man. Go Raiders.
Hit that subscribe button, the like button. Keep moving us up the algorithm. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, stay Raider strong. Night out.